Hi and welcome to Draw Plans. I'm Tom Norris, and for today's tutorial we're going to be looking at one of our projects. This is from our Architect at Work series of videos, and today's project is based around this particular property in front of us here. So it's the basement flat. We were asked to look over the basement flat with a view to modernizing and extending. So you can see we're in southeast London, and it's a standard three-story conversion, Victorian property converted into 3 flats about 30 years ago. So what we're looking at for today is getting into the basement flat, and let's see what we can do because it looks a little dingy, it looks a little drab. So if I'm looking at it, this is the entrance down here. So let's look at our photos for the project. Right, these are our photos for the project. As you can see, this is on a warm sunny afternoon, having a look. So it's looking as good as it can possibly be. When you consider this is clear glass we're looking through, it's pretty dingy, isn't it? I mean, it's pretty dull. So what our job is to, change all that, create basically a new look for the front, new look inside and outside. So it has great potential, this flat, and you can see as we walk through. So basically you get into the lounge. This is a conversion done about perhaps 35 years ago. It's had a few little touches put to it, but generally the layout is the same. So it's crying out for modernization. We got the old arches here from the 80s and the throwback, silly cheap lights, etc. So looking through it from the inside, it's not looking back out, it's not so bad, but this doesn't look like a front door and this doesn't look like a front window, so we're going to change all that. Yeah, it's all pretty dull, pretty boring, and as I say, it's crying out for modernization. This is underneath the steps, underneath the stairs. You can see it's just filled up with junk, but it's an essential part because it's got all the electrics and gas meters and so on for all the flats above. So right, we're getting inside. We're in the kitchen. Again, the external pipework, how lovely is that? Flooring is uneven. Kitchen, basic kitchen. It's a 1-bedroom flat, by the way, and this ceiling fell down, I'm told. It just fell down. It was all the old horsehair plaster, right mess. So again, the whole place is probably about 150 years old, so yeah, you expect the odd ceiling to fall down every now and then. Right, so let me keep walking through to give you the feel for the flat. So as I say, unmodernized. This bit's quite nice. French doors from the garden down the side, and it's a good sized garden on it. So this is the other way down through a kind of a corridor, open plan corridor with a bathroom and a shower and a toilet, and then open storage on the other side. Yeah, everything is pretty old. A modern shower, believe it or not, but again, that's probably been upgraded at some point. So now we're in the bedroom, and bedrooms lead into a conservatory, would you believe? So the conservatory is fit for nothing. It's an old conservatory with that cheap plastic polycarbonate roof. It's basically just a shell. It's just a wooden structure. So it's a very cheap conservatory. So back in the bedroom, we've gone all the way around. We're going outside. So outside, probably getting a look from the outside gives you loads. You can see all of this. It looks pretty old, pretty old-fashioned. That's a good view of the building as it is. So you got this cheap wooden conservatory added on to a great Victorian building, but all of it is crying out for modernisation and cleaning up. There's the property next door. So when we're on these projects, we always take loads of photographs of the properties next door. The planners will always ask for them, and because this is a leasehold flat, we'll certainly need planning permission for any extension. So take loads of photographs. So I'm walking you through. They left a bit of space there. I don't even know why, but garden's big enough, and we've had one or two big trees. I think there was one tree cut away recently, and they've been sucking up all the moisture from the garden. So very hard to grow grass down there. So this was turfed. I think I'm told this was turfed a year earlier, but it's never really taken because of the trees taking the grass or taking all the moisture. So that's about it on the photographs. So you've actually seen, so let me get back to the front again. I'm sure you're itching to see what we've done with this place, so I'm not going to keep you in suspense for too much longer. Let me just get rid of that, and we have plans here. So what we've got here is existing and proposed, so I'm going to beef them up a bit and bring them up a bit. And as always, we do the existing plans first, and then we work from those to create. So as I say, this was coming down the steps into the lounge. This was the dingy storage area. This was the little walk-through curved arch into the kitchen diner, doors to the garden, and then down heading towards the bedroom. We got a WC and a bath on one side, open plan on the other side. Bedroom with French doors leading into an old conservatory. So yeah, it's and then loads of garden, about 85 meters of garden. And so that's existing. So this is what we're proposing. So let's have a little look. So again, what we're looking at is to redo the steps and outside, redo all the steps. You know, they've got some nice tessellated tiles on up here on the Victorian tiles, up here on the top as you come in, and then it just turns into concrete, broken up concrete. So all of that needs to be resurfaced and retiled, whether it's a dark grey tile or whether it's done to match the Victorian property. It's up to the client, but it needs to be tiled, and everything else needs to be painted up. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to change that look, and just remind you what that look was. So the look is here. I wanted to get rid of this look. As I say, it looks more like the back of a house. This door is like a back door, and the window, it looks like a tilet window. And what I wanted to do was to change all that. And when I say change, what I meant was change the door and frame into a smart, modern door and frame. And then on here, we don't want to change the structural. All we want to do is take the bricks out and go down further and have a more modern style single or double piece window, probably anthracite grey, and then do the same on the right hand side. Just we want to create a different feel. These were the tiles here that I was discussing. So they've got this like tessellated tiles, which are quite lovely. Tessellated as in a variety of colours and greys, and they can be continued down. Come on down here and in to create a lovely entrance. So visualize a nice modern contemporary door, probably darkish, because we're going to have loads of white all down here. There'll be loads of white, so dark doors would be great. Dark, tall windows would be lovely. You get more light inside, loads more light inside, and of course it would put a contemporary feel to the flat. So that would smarten up all the entrance. Replace the door with a modern style anthracite grey cut out walls below windows, installed taller windows. The boiler is in the bedroom at the moment. On this plan, the boiler was in the bedroom. On now, we're putting in a new combi boiler here. So it was a one bed, now it's a two bed. So we're putting a combi here. We don't need hot storage. We don't need any tanks. A two bedroom flat, and the combi will be able to deal with that fine. So now if we compare, let me just drop the scale down just a little. So if you're comparing, this was the old kitchen diner. Now this is a new kitchen diner and a lounge. So we've taken out this wall. This is a load bearing wall, so it'll mean a little beam all the way across there. So it'll cost a few quid, but nevertheless it's essential. So all the light now, because the wall is gone, we're going to have light coming from the back and light coming from the front, which is going to be great. So loads of light coming in. And the kitchen was on this end, which was, you know, really silly, because we got all this dead space. This is all dead space. It's not a hallway as such, because, you know, yeah, it's used a little bit. You come out this door and go here or there, but all this is all dead space. So we thought we'd utilize it. And everything, the flow is much better by tucking the kitchen on this side, because you've got your lounge and you've got your diner, you've flow to the garden, and you can go straight down here, heading towards the you know, the inner sanctum, towards the bedrooms and the bathrooms. So because we had the space, we were tying with the idea of doing a bedroom ensuite, and then a separate bathroom, but it was just a little bit too tight, because we'd end up with little or no wardrobe space for this bedroom. And so I think being practical, especially in a two-bed flat, and being practical, the wardrobe space and storage space was probably more valuable, well, definitely more valuable than having an ensuite and then no place to hang your clothes or place your clothes. So we ended up, we had a little bit of space, so rather than having a big huge shower room, we thought, well, let's put a separate toilet in, and we put it at this end, so that if you have guests or visitors, they don't need to use your bathroom as such. So we managed to get a separate loo in. We got a nice modern contemporary shower room. You come down, we've opened up here, we've put new window into the bedroom here. This used to be the old bedroom, but we've taken a bit of the hallway as well, or the old hallway, as you can see. This is how it was, bathroom and WC, hallway. So let's see, have we really taken? No, we haven't. So this was a big old bedroom before, but again, badly used. So now we've had to create a corridor to get to the end. So the bedroom's gone slimmer, and because it's gone slimmer, it doesn't look anywhere near as good as this bedroom. However, this is bedroom 2. And by removing the conservatory, which was this space, we've extended only a couple of meters, just a couple of meters out, and we've created basically a whole new building here. And you've got a fabulous bedroom. Now in this one, it's a standard double bed. I'm looking at the sizing of it. I've forgotten, I think it's 1700. Let's have a little look what the sizing on that bed was. Yeah, it's 1900 this way, and then 1370 across, whereas this is an emperor bed, 2000 by 2000. So this really is a gorgeous looking extension. So we took the French doors out of here and we popped them into the end. So we've repurposed the French doors, we built in the wardrobes. Now the wardrobes are only going to be about 2.2, 2200 mil, and above that then that'll be walled off, and we're going to create basically a well into the roof space, so that we can actually have a clerestory window, which is basically a high level window in the top of this wall, so that it is open to the outside, and so it's basically like an indent into the roof to create light for this room. So you have the indent, you have the clerestory window, and it doesn't really affect this room at all because you've got the wardrobes underneath it, which means it's going to work absolutely fine. You wouldn't even be aware it's there. So it's good design, and it's making great use of space. So as we go out, you got another patio, about another 4 meters of patio. I always suggest about 4 meters of patio. 3 meters just isn't enough. So this line here is a roof overhang. So we have opted for a modern style angled roof overhang. And then a little overhang by about 300 all the way around here. Nice and contemporary. It'll probably be EPDM rubber roof with flashings, aluminium flashings, anthracite grey, black gutters, etc. So yeah, it in other words going to have a nice contemporary feel. Now we didn't feel the need to put a roof window in or a roof light in simply because we have the French doors here, but it's always possible if the client looks for it. So you're getting a feel now. We got 2 lovely bedrooms here. 2 bedrooms. The extra bedroom will add a lot of value. So what we did was we had a look at another favorite website of ours, which is this one. Now this is the Office of National Statistics. So what we did here was we type in the postcode, and we typed in roughly the meterage for the extension. So on 25 meters at this postcode, an extension could be worth 122,000. So therefore, this is the per square meter in Lewisham, southeast London. So on that figure, if we add value of about £122,000, then your bill costs for this. Now remember, you're modernising, which you're modernising anyway, but your bill costs for the extension will be in the region of 60 to 80,000 pound. So I think about 90,000 pound will get you everything done. It'll get it all done, all modernized. We're not talking about, hugely expensive kitchens or fittings or anything. Probably an IKEA kitchen, standard appliances, and I think you're into you could probably get it all done for about 80k. That's what we figure, because this is going to be block work, it's going to be rendered. We've repurposed the doors. Roof is very simple. Again, clerestory window, a few £100, and we're going to gut all this area. But we're going to, reuse the shower, reuse anything we can, repurpose anything that's modern and decent. And by the time it's all done, I think you'd be all done for about 80k. And then it looks like if the added value is probably in the region of 120. Now that's purely, the 120 is purely for the extension. For the enlarged space. It's not about the modernization and the style. So my view is that you're adding about you're going to up the value of the flat by another 50 plus 120. So I say you're probably going to add about 150, 170 altogether, and then you've got a bill cost of about 80. So potentially you're into a capital gains or value, an increase in value of about £90,000. So if you've got a basement flat and it's a 1-bedroom flat, and you're thinking, hang on, I want to get an extra bedroom here and modernize and make a load of cash, then you get in touch, because that's what we do. And we're very pleased with the outcome of this one. It's going through. We just put in a planning application. We'll have no problem with the planning application, because we're only adding this little bit because the conservatory was there. So we're only adding about 10 square meters. So we'll have no problem getting planning on that. Nice long garden at the back. So now the beauty of this design is that You get the open plan modern layouts, you get a lovely new makeover on the front, you get absolutely beautiful big huge bedroom, and then you get a guest room. You've got proper storage on all of the rooms, you got enough space in the shower room, you got a guest WC, and again you redo, do the patio down the back here. Down the side and down the back, and you've got a lovely lawn, plants and trees at the end. So it's going to be a gorgeous home when it's done, and it's going to be done this year because I know the clients are eager to go through with it, to crack on. So again, another lovely project. Now what I've got for you, and you can watch it if you want, is I've actually recorded drawing out the plans for this one. That's going to follow this my little chat here, and you can by if you keep watching, you can see the plans being drawn for it, and that might be interesting, especially if you're a budding designer, if you're working your way through and you need the experience. Great to look over the shoulders of someone who is experienced whilst they work, because you pick up quite a bit with a bit of luck. Now the video is speeded up, so but you'll still get the gist of what we do. Right, I've got no more to show you here, other than so this is how you make 100k if you've got a property in London. So you get a basement flat, get a 1-bedroom flat, and try to turn it into a 2-bedroom flat. So always look to do that with flats. Don't just buy a flat willy-nilly or an apartment willy-nilly. Try to get the ground floor garden flats are great because that means you can extend. We just done a video last week on a loft conversion. So that was a first floor flat where we added a loft conversion, which was adding 2 more bedrooms, and I think the end result on that was about an extra 100k, because again that was in London and it was in Clapham or Battersea. So this one is near Dulwich. It's in southeast London, so it's a fabulous area. So whether it's a basement flat with access to the garden or a top floor flat with access to the loft space, that's what you need to be looking at if you really want to add tremendous value and make a profit from property investment. Okay, brilliant. That's it for now. Enjoy the video. Thank you very much for watching. As I said, what's going to follow this little bit of chat is the speeded up version of the plan. So by all means watch. If you have a comment, get in touch. Please subscribe. We're always welcoming new subscribers. So thank you very much for watching. Bye for now. Bye bye.